Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. And today, we finally get to review Lando Calrissian from Empire Strikes Back. Now, obviously, this is part of their 40th anniversary. So, we've never gotten a Lando figure before. So, other than the sideshow Lando skiff figure that's from Return of the Jedi, which, if you want to know my personal opinion, the head sculpt isn't very great on that. But that's neither here nor there. But before we get into this review, ask if you could please drop down, grab the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the little bell for notifications. And please consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy 6-scale content and if you enjoy Hot Toys, because I upload all the time and we do a lot of different things, a lot of different videos when it pertains to 6-scale and the community on this channel. So, as you can see, we get our typical Star Wars box. Nothing too fancy. This one is a little bit different, and we'll get into it in the unboxing here in just a second. Because of the inner, when I take the sleeve off, it's going to be more like the Empire Strikes Back action figures from the 70s, and well, from the 80s, really, not from the 70s. So let's go ahead and get into the unboxing. Alright, so here we have the box. As you can see, like I said in the intro, just the typical Star Wars sleeve. But when we take off the outer layer, we get to see the really cool boxes that they did for the Empire Strikes Back 40th Anniversary Collection. You can see the stamp right there. It looks really cool. And they get this cool little border here that gives us kind of that old action figure style look to it. We get a cool picture of the figure on the side. We get him with Boba Fett. We'll be doing some posing with him, you know that. Together on the back, which is cool. And then we get a couple shots here of him with a gun, and then him with the announcing microphone, and then his wrist, we'll call it his wrist communicator. So, do I have a knife to cut this open? I usually use my keys, but unfortunately, I don't have them with me, so we're just going to have to improvise a little bit. Now, this figure's been out for a little bit. I usually get mine a little bit later than everyone else does. I don't get them as quick as some of the other YouTubers. And I appreciate everybody that watches the videos, because I know a lot of people probably feel like, oh, well, I've already watched this review video, I don't need to watch another one. But I do appreciate everybody watching the reviews. I know I get a lot more hits on my videos when it comes to final production photos and previews than I do on the actual figure reviews themselves, just because of that fact. So I do appreciate everybody that watches the videos, because I know that you could just go watch somebody else's video instead of mine. So we get a look here at the figure in the clamshell. And there are multiple layers to this, as we get a border, a background scene type deal. So, let's adjust the camera a little bit here. So, first impressions, as you can see, I have not opened this guy at all. So, first impressions are pretty positive, honestly. I think the head sculpt looks really great. I like the suit. There's a lot of padding here in his legs. That was the first thing when I picked it up. The first thing I noticed is there's a lot of padding right here. But I think the shirt and the pants and the belt, I think they look really nice. Looks really good. Back of the shirt, there's some padding right there. Kind of feel it when you push on it. There's no padding in the arms, but there's no padding right there in his pectorals. But there's a lot of padding here in the thighs. There's not really much down here by the ankles. Now we get for the fun part. How are the feet gonna treat me? And this one's not gonna be fun. Yep. So I do this because I like to show the struggle that it can take sometimes to get these stupid things off. Because if there's anything I hate when it comes to a new figure, it is trying to get these feet off. And yeah, I know I could just cut it with the tape, but I don't have my knife with me, so that poses a problem. And B, I really wish they wouldn't tape them. They would just kind of put them on here. Or, if we're lucky, we can just do that. And hopefully we can get that peg back up in there. That might have been a mistake. Let's find out. I might do this off camera, guys. Sorry. That might have been a mistake. Let's hope it wasn't. Okay, we were able to get it pegged back in. Now we got to get the pant leg over the boot. And there we go. We were able to do that successfully. So there's the feet. I think the boots look really cool. Kind of got that 70s, almost like a wingtip style look to them. As you can see there, let's see if we can get it focused in a little better, so we can really get a good look at them. Yeah, they kind of got that wingtip look to it, but it's all black with this little seam right here over the top. It's where I would think that kind of that pattern would go, but they're all black. They're not multicolored. We do need to pop off his head to get this piece off, which can always pose a challenge. But we can see there is just a single, it's one big piece. It's not a there's no ball joint up in here that would allow you to spin the head. So you're going to look up and down about like that and about like that. And then when you turn the head, you're going to get the neck's fully going to rotate there. Arm-wise, we get it up to about right there. Our typical swivel. And then our joint there looks really good. And then, of course, you're going to see that as these cuffs want to slide up when you bend this arm. As you start to bend the arm, that's going to get shorter, and that's going to expose that wrist joint. And then, of course, our typical Hot Toys wrist peg. All kinds of movements and things like that with it. Ab crunch, we get a little bit. We don't really get a joint up here under the sternum to get a little extra crunch, but let's get his arm down. We get a little bit like that, and then he can kind of bend back like that, so that's not bad. Leg, I don't think we're going to get a lot because of the padding right here. You can kind of see a little bit as how it's bunched up right in there, so you get some extra padding right there, and then you get a double jointed knee. You're going to get a little bit of swivel with the boots, but you want to be careful because this is all one piece. And as you can see already, just from me doing that, get it to focus here. Come on, there we go. As you can see, I'm already starting to get a little bit of wear right there. So that's already started to wear out right there. So that's something you want to look for when you are handling your figure. You want to be careful of the boots because they are you saw it, they're all full one piece, all it comes up here. It's not like the Mysterio boots that had the top part kind of molded in, and then the bottom part was just a peg. So I think all in all the figure looks really nice, and like I said, I really like the head sculpt. The hair looks really good. I'm anxious to see all the accessories because I know we get a handful of things here. We do get the Stormtrooper style gun, which I think looks really good. I'm glad that they included this one because this is the gun that he uses when they run out of Cloud City and he's firing back at the Stormtroopers when they're trying to get on the Millennium Falcon. This is the gun he uses. Now they do provide this gun as well, but I think this gun, which is a lot shinier, was only seen in the promo pics. I don't remember in the movie him using this gun anywhere. I think this was only promo pics, if you want to know the truth. I've seen some promo pics, and we're going to get to that when we talk about the cape. But this was the only time I remember seeing this gun was promo pics. I did not see that gun in any kind of point in the movie. Now we get a look at the hands here. So we get a closed fist hand. Look really nice. The veins on top, that looks really good. They always do a great job with the hands, right? We get another closed fist hand. We get a hand for the gun, for trigger for the gun. And then we get another one for the right hand for the trigger for the gun. And then he comes on the figure, these two hands that are just kind of open gesture hands. We get, of course, our typical Sparrow wrist pegs. And then the communicator and the wrist watch communicator. So this is the microphone that he uses to alert Cloud City of the Imperial's invasion. We get it to focus in there. There we go. So that looked really nice. A little bit different than what I thought I saw in the packaging for some reason, but this right here seems to be this seems to be darker than what the packaging looks like for some reason. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, it is a little bit different. The packaging kind of shows this to be made a little bit different. So you can see there, kind of see how that is, and it's all one. Let's take it out of focus here so I don't blur everybody's eyes. But we're going to look at the box here as I try to get this in here without breaking anything. And you can see right here, it's all silver color, and it looks to be a little bit different. The back of it is molded a little bit different. See, there's the front. That'd be the part he talks into. And then there's the back. So it is a little bit different than what they showed in the promo, or what they put on the box itself. So that's interesting. And then we get our watch, which just has this rubber band, which I already know is probably going to be a pain in the butt to get on and keep it on, because I hate when they do this, but it is what it is. That looks really cool. I like the little buttons. They always do a really good job at these small details, and of course I drop it. Where did it go? There it is. Of course I drop it. But hey, one take. We do bloopers on this channel. We do it the way that you're going to open yours. So you want to be careful, because I have a feeling that with a little bit of force, right there, those are going to come off with a little bit of force if you're not careful. So that's something to watch out for as you go through with your figure. Now we get a... Ooh, they did like a full wrap on this one. We get the base, which we got with Princess Leia, the Bespin Princess Leia, which we will probably do. We might bring her out for the comparison. Probably bring out Boba Fett too. I mean, come on, we got to bring out Boba Fett, right? Got to bring him out for this. So we get this really cool card. It's a little bit different. Feels like it's got a little more lamination to it than the Princess Leia one does for Bespin. Star Wars Lando Calrissian. We get this same style of Star Wars base, and of course that can just slide over the top if you want to use more of the Cloud City style look to it. And then this just pegs in on top to hold that in place. If we can get it lined up properly. Okay. All right. Did they not make... There we go. Of course, I get it pegged in when the thing's not there. I feel like the... there we go. The spot for the stand wasn't made quite big enough. But there it is there. Set that aside. And we'll pull these out. Always put those in my little drawers, because you never know when you're going to need the extra wrist peg, because you break one. And if you guys go watch my Nebula video, you will see that I broke one on camera. And that was no fun, so I had to reuse one of the pegs. So here is the backdrop we get. We get the Cloud City. That looks really cool. So, I mean, this is a neat backdrop. You can pose. They made them a little different now to where they kind of stand up a little bit better instead of having the two little pieces that connect here and connect here, because then they don't really stand up. The one for the Bespin Leia is the best because it's magnetic. So it's magnetic to the back of the base. So when you push it up against the base, it just holds it. So that's what it would look like with the base. And then probably the most important part of Lando Calrissian is going to be his cape. Right? Because he can't be Lando without the cape. Now this cape is beautiful. The inside of this cape, this paisley green gold color, is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Now I know there's been a lot of talk, and this is what I was getting into, about these straps. So I went back and did a lot of research on the promo pictures. Not the actual movie itself. Let me lighten this up a little bit. Not the actual movie. That's probably too bright. Not the actual movie itself, but the promo pictures. And in the promo pictures, you can see that there is one shot where it is strapped under his left arm. You can see this strap. And I have a feeling that that's what Hot Toys went off of for this cape, was the promo pictures, because in the movie, when Han punches him and he falls to the ground, he puts his cape back on. He only puts it on over his neck with the collar. He doesn't slide his arms through these. So I have a feeling that for the promo pictures, that's what they went off of for this figure. They went off the promo pictures, and then they added in a little bit from the movie itself. But then for the promo pictures, they're like, well, how are we going to get this thing? Do we just use magnets? Which I think would have been better. Kind of like what we got with Luke, the Force Awakens Luke. And we get with some other figures that just have the magnets that are in the kind of where the collarbone is. And then you get the magnets right here. And then they just drape over and then they clip in. I like that. I wish they would have done that instead of the bands, but I get why they did it, because per the promo pictures, it looks like that's kind of what he had. So let's go ahead and get Bespin Leia out here, and we will do a quick comparison video, and we'll finish it up. Okay, so here we have Lando and Bespin Leia. And if you want to see my review on Bespin Leia, you'll need to go over to Crystal and Mai's channel. That'd be Ryan and Crystal Reviews. I put the video for her up on that channel not too long ago. So, as you can see, I'll try to get it focused in a little better here. There we go. As you can see, Lando is, he stands, maybe about an inch taller than, inch and a half taller than Leia, which makes sense because obviously he is taller than her in the film. And I've got him with the cape on and the his wristwatch, wrist controller. You can see you don't really see these bands underneath quite as much unless you're really looking for it. I do wish the cape was made out of a little softer material, more like the Jedi robes, but it is what it is. Maybe his capes aren't quite as silky as, or at least this one wasn't as silky as the Jedi robes. Kind of like her gown right here has this nice silk fabric to it, which is really nice. But I think all in all, Lando is a phenomenal figure. Like I said, he's the first Lando Calrissian we've gotten from Hot Toys. The one thing, the con is definitely this collar, especially with mine. I can't seem to get this collar to stay down. I don't know if I'm going to have to use a little bit of glue to glue that down and to keep it in place, or what I'm going to do to try to do that. But let's go ahead and let's do, since we are finishing up the video, let's do a little pose with Lando and Leia. And one thing about the wristwatch is it does cover that wrist peg. So if you hold it right there, you can get it to cover the peg. And that kind of, helps out a little bit with posing. Because the last thing you want is have those gigantic wrist pegs kind of in the way, we'll say. Maybe not in the way, but you don't really want them showing. Get her to look up just a little bit. And then kind of like she's to hold like that. So that's not a bad little pose. You'll probably see something like that on my Instagram here in shortly, because I will be posting some pictures with this guy. Looking forward to. There's a lot of pose options with him. Like I said, he comes with the two. You get two different blaster rifles. So there's definitely a lot of options, and of course the little communicator for Cloud City. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate everybody watching. As I said at the beginning, if you like Hot Toys and 6 scale content, whether it's news or just anything in general along those lines, because I talk about the movies and everything like that as well, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post almost every day, so I'm always pushing out a lot of content. And I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate everybody watching the videos. I really do. And leave a comment down below. Did you pick up Lando? Or are you thinking about him? Were you on the fence? Maybe you're thinking, we'll wait and see. Maybe he'll get a little cheaper, or we'll get some coupons, things like that. Maybe we'll get a Sideshow free shipping coupon or something like that. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope. Oh, one other thing, please. I don't know if I mentioned my Instagram. Please follow me over at the Hot Toys Collector over on Instagram. I'll be posting plenty of photos of Lando and probably Leia together. And I appreciate everybody watching. And as always, have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.